All right, let's get this show started!
In today's video, Dana White slams Merab Dvalishvili for refusing to fight for the title. Fabricio Werdum puts Jorge Masvidal in an armbar. Anthony Smith fires back at Alex Pereira. Jon Jones reveals he's having nightmares ahead of the Stipe Miocic fight. And Daniel Cormier talks what's next for Max Holloway. Dana White is not happy with Merab Dvalishvili refusing to fight Sean O'Malley. During Thursday's DWCS press conference, White said that if Merab doesn't want to fight for the title, then the UFC is not the place for him.
And you touched on a little bit about maybe who's next for O'Malley, and I'm just wondering, what is the likelihood that it would be Merab? I know that there's some controversy of what him not wanting to fight. He wants Aljo to have the rematch. What's your idea for that?
Everybody in this room and everybody who watches this video knows how I feel about this shit. Yeah. Yeah, I hate it. Hate it, and if that's, why did you even get into this sport? If that's your mentality and the way that you think. I don't even want the title, I don't even want the championship. We're friends, we're this, we're that. This is not, you can be friends with everybody in this business. There's a lot of nice people in this business, a lot of good people. This is not about friendship. This is about finding out who the best in the world is. And if you don't want to find out who the best in the world is, this is not the place for you. You should be somewhere else. There's plenty of places to fight where they don't give a shit what you do. Doesn't work here.
Merab reacted to Dana's comments by reposting Aljamain Sterling's IG story. Aljo wrote, "If I don't get the rematch because of politics, then give Merab the title shot he earned. Either way, it's a win for us. Family." Former UFC heavyweight champion Fabricio Werdum demonstrated one of his moves to Jorge Masvidal during an open workout session. Werdum is set to face fellow former UFC champion Junior Dos Santos in a game-bred boxing event set for September 8th.
A ver si puedes hacer eso, cabrón. Te sale todo esto, cabrón. No, pero yo te hablo a ti, yo te hablo a ti. Sí, no pasa nada. No pasa nada, tú te vas a hacer daño, yo ahora no. No, arriba, de pie. No pasa nada. No te preocupes. No te preocupes, ¿eh?
A mí me he hecho esto.
No, pero tú la que sí.
Fabricio con este nunca.
Anthony Smith has addressed Alex Pereira's recent tirade aimed at him. In a recent YouTube video, the Brazilian lashed out at Smith, calling him bitter and washed up for allegedly bad-mouthing him. Smith has now responded to Pereira's remarks on his MMA Today show, clarifying that he wasn't trash-talking Alex and that Poatan had taken his words out of context. Furthermore, Smith expressed his willingness to fight if that's what Alex desires.
What in the f*** is this? Because, like, trying to figure out which direction I'm supposed to go here. Like, did he take something out of context? Like, is he reading headlines? My whole point was that he moved up to 205, so he's not gonna enjoy the same size advantage that he did at 185. That's it. I don't think that. Is that crazy? Am I wrong? Because the whole question was, you're a guy that moved up from 185 to 205. What are some of the things that you experienced that Alex may be experiencing, and what do you see the differences? So the difference is he's not the largest guy in the division. That he went from being the largest middleweight on planet Earth to a normal size 205er. And then I went on to say what makes him special is how I used the word special, that he's a special talent when it comes to being a striker, and that the division is more interesting with him in it. I said a bunch of nice shit about you and you're going to talk shit? I don't think so. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. And then we're just going to shake hands when we see each other because you're doing this media thing because you're looking for a rival. If you want a fucking rival, you got one right here. I didn't do shit to you. I've been nothing but complimentary of him because and his whole team. I like his coaches. I love Glover to death. And a lot of his training partners. Like I don't know what I did to that guy.
Jon Jones says he's experiencing nightmares ahead of his upcoming UFC 295 bout against Stipe Miocic. At 41 years old and coming off an almost 3-year layoff, odds makers aren't giving Miocic much of a chance, but Jones disagrees, saying that he's still fixated on the fight and the dangers Miocic poses as UFC 295 draws closer. Speaking on the Overdogs podcast, Jones said, "I feel like when you get to a place when you don't feel anything is probably when it's time to hang it up and try something different. At this point, I still get really nervous, man. I have nightmares about my opponents. About every hour, Stipe Miocic will cross my mind. He will cross my mind. I could be having a drink, you name it. He crosses my mind. I could be at my kid's volleyball game, and I'm thinking about Stipe. There's a lot of mental that goes into it that I don't think people realize, but the goal is just to conquer that." Jones continued, "Stipe has balls. He has courage. He's not the youngest fighter, but that is a man. That is a man. I'm not the youngest either. In sports years, I'm over the hill, that's for sure, especially in combat sports. Everyone else thinks that his back's against the wall and this is a David and Goliath situation for him. I disagree. I think Stipe is a very capable athlete, and I think I owe it to Stipe to give him that chance to fight the best fighter ever. And I think Stipe owes it to me to give me a chance to fight the greatest heavyweight ever. I think we owe it to each other. I feel like we both would feel like we have unfinished business if we walked away not competing against each other." Speaking on the most recent episode of the DC and RC show, Daniel Cormier discussed what's next for Max Holloway after his big knockout win over the Korean Zombie this past weekend. DC believes that the only hope for Max hinges on a shift in the featherweight champion, which means that if Ilia Topuria triumphs over Alex Volkanovski, then Holloway will be primed as the leading contender for a title shot.
What I'm thinking is this, with Max Holloway saying, "I just want to be undeniable." It's hard to deny a guy another opportunity whenever he fights in the way that he fights. Granted, that Alexander Volkanovski has some work to do. He's going to fight Ilia Topuria, and we will see what happens there. But I think for Max Holloway, if you continue to put him in there with people, it seems as though he's going to continue to beat them, which then in turn makes less challengers for the champion, Alexander Volkanovski. So you find him in a really odd situation. He beat him. So I don't know if continuing to march him out there with more featherweights is the right thing to do. Change at the top. For Max Holloway, I think the biggest thing for him is going to be change. He needs hope that Topuria can get the job done against Volkanovski, because just like Valentina Shevchenko, losing the belt, it refreshes the division. And that's exactly what Max Holloway needs.
Here are the top 3 memes we found on the internet today. Third place was found over Instagram and was posted by a user named BeaverSmashTV. Our second place pick was found over Facebook and was posted by a user named AsShoppedAsItGets. And our top picked meme of the day was found over Instagram and was posted by a user named Combat Sport Investing.
Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.